Welcome to the Get With It podcast. I will be your host, Elizabeth. This podcast will focus on the decline of women in technology and how our grassroots organization works with the community to foster relationships and reducing the gap of women in tech. We will be talking with both men and women on how to continue to move the needle forward on those relationships. For more information, please check us out at getwithit.org. Hi, and welcome to the Get With It podcast. Today, my guests are Divyangna, Singh.
Divyangna, Singh.
Yeah, see, I can't say it right. And Dustin Studer.
That is correct.
Oh my God, look at that. I got it right. Nailed it. All right. And Dustin and Divyangna are Scrum Masters out at
The Gap.
Oh my God, look at that. They said it simultaneously.
We speak in stereo.
Yeah. Are you guys on the same team?
Yep.
What team?
We're on the shipping team, so it's global shipping for all of Gap.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So, Dustin, you just got back from California.
I did.
The Gap had a little retreat.
Scrum Master retreat. That is where Gap is headquartered. Beautiful, sunny San Francisco.
Yeah. Did you go to Hawaii?
I might as well have.
Darren loves Hawaii, just so you know. Darren loves Hawaii.
Took me 30 hours to get there. It was quite the trip.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I think
Business
you might have
travel.
said that. Div might have told me that was quite the plane trip out there. But you had some great company on that plane.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, Dustin graduated from OSU. Congratulations to Dustin. He just graduated in May.
Thank you.
And gets hired on by the Gap full-time
Indeed.
because they love him. They love him because he's cute, too.
Oh, occasionally I'm a likable person.
Yeah. And I don't say this right, but Divyangna.
You're fine.
Am I good?
Yeah.
All right. Works for ICC as a consultant out at the Gap, correct?
Correct.
And how long have you been with ICC?
Not very long. 6 months now.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been out at the Gap the whole time, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Why are you laughing? Divyangna's nervous. No need to be nervous.
I'm not nervous.
You're not nervous?
I just don't know what this is about.
It's about being a Scrum Master.
Get with it.
Get with it.
Yep.
So you both went to the conference?
Yes, I did.
Dustin, you didn't go? You didn't go to the Get With It conference?
I missed my invite.
That's hurtful because I worked with Dustin at the time. But Divyangna went.
It was great. Loved the turnout. Loved the speakers. Everything was very inspirational.
Okay. How many women Scrum Masters did you meet there?
Limited few.
And why is that?
I don't know. Women are not exposed to roles in tech as much. I'm one of the only women on the team. There's just one other developer on my team.
One other woman developer,
That's
Shanika.
Yes, that's right.
We can say names. It's all right. Shanika.
I almost sat there and thought, there's another woman on the team?
Exactly.
Oh, Dustin.
I feel terrible.
No, you don't. What does Shanika do?
She's a developer. She's been at the Gap 20 years now.
Holy shit.
Yep.
20 years in one place. Her and Mike Eckstein are going to die there, I think. And Dustin is the other Scrum Master.
Yep.
On the shipping team. But you do have a partner who's the BA, right?
That is correct.
Yes, she's coming back to our team now.
She's coming back to your team. So that's exciting. That's another woman.
Yeah, she's bounced around a couple different roles, but she's been with the Gap for 15 years.
Oh, my God. These people love the Gap.
Yes, they do.
They must get a hell of a discount.
You better believe it.
Damn. Oh, you're a Gap employee. You must get a hell of a discount.
Want me to share?
Yeah.
Oh, that's against policy.
Oh, it is?
They cracked down on that hard.
Oh, Dustin can't share secrets. Aw, damn.
That's okay. I'll take care of you.
Okay, great. Thanks. Lincoln with them, people. Lincoln. All right. So you have now been full-time at the Gap for how long?
Been
5
a Gap
months?
employee for, about 5 months. But I've been working there as a Scrum Master for a year and a half now.
Okay, so why are there no women?
You see, I feel like most of the Scrum Masters at Gap, at least in Columbus, are women. I was just at the Scrum Master retreat out in California, and I'd say the same thing. I almost felt like men were more in the minority for this particular role.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's a reflection of Gap or if that has something to do with the Scrum Master role in general, but there were a lot of women with me out there.
Wow. He loved it.
Oh,
You can say it. You better believe it. That's what
was
he wanted to
going
say. Yes, he loved it. Every minute of it. Okay. And so what did they talk about out at your retreat?
We did a little bit of everything. Some of it was talking about agile metrics, best practices. Do we really follow them at Gap? Yeah, she's shaking her head.
No. No.
Theoretically, what we want to be doing for agile best practices. We worked with leadership on how we're going along a DevOps transformation, and then we shared all sorts of fun ideas for how we can better engage our teams, retrospective ideas, how to be more interesting in our stand-ups, fun idea sharing.
I like the emoji retrospective. Was that you?
Yep.
Div, who
That
did
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because I'd be the poopy emoji the whole time. Whether it was a good sprint or not, I'd be the poopy emoji.
Yeah, we had one developer who said he was in a constant state of meh,
Meh?
which was one of the emojis.
Meh?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
You can picture
So
that
this
face.
is totally a side note, and I have to share this conversation because these two are going to die laughing. But Divyangna and Dustin taught me a term. So I worked out at the Gap at the infrastructure. I was a Scrum Master out there for almost a year, and I worked with a lot of Indian individuals. Not so much on my team, but you guys have quite a large population of Indian folks on that shipping team. Am I right?
Yep.
And I learned the term "do the needful." Darren, do you know this term? Oh my God, Darren doesn't know this term. I'm going to teach him. So I learned that when in the Indian culture, they tell you to just do the needful, that pretty much means just do your fucking job. Do I have that right?
Yep.
You've nailed it. I get that more frequently than I wish.
Oh, geez, Dustin. People are telling Dustin, just do the needful.
needful.
So, I love it.
At first, I thought it was a compliment.
Oh.
Please do a Google image search for Do the Needful. It's the best thing ever.
You should do that, Darren.
Yes.
Check that out. Divyangna has shared this Google gift with me on a couple of occasions.
I recently used it in a serious conversation too. It was great.
You did?
Yes, it was awesome.
Really? In a serious conversation?
Yeah,
Did you keep a straight face?
I was on Teams, so yeah.
Oh, you were
no,
on
not really.
Teams. You were good.
She was helping out a couple of my engineers while I was in California and copied me on it, and I was crying laughing so hard.
Oh, were you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, one does not simply do the needful. Oh, I like that one. Please. Oh, see? Google it, people. Google can be your best friend. There's memes all over on it. So, yeah. So, if anything, my time spent at the Gap,
You learned to do the needful.
I mean, that was like my go-to. That was a totally new thing for me. So, it's a nice way of telling people, just do your job,
Get
right?
your shit done.
Exactly. That is awesome. I think that's hilarious. And so now we say it to each other all the time.
Of course.
Yes. So, all right. Well, other than the poop emoji retrospective, that's a tongue twister, and do the needful, what else? Wait, did you present that term out in California?
No.
Oh.
I wish I would have.
That would have been a good topic of conversation. See, if
How do I make a burn up? Do the needful.
yeah. Exactly.
There was an entire session
Yeah.
on burn-ups.
Exactly.
See?
Love language.
Which
do the fucking
we-
needful.
Exactly. See, we need more of that.
Languages of Appreciation was an entire session while we were out there,
Oh my gosh, really?
which is the love languages
Of do
applied
the needful.
of do the needful.
Yeah.
Be
wow.
nice to your coworkers.
You
Listen
could
to
have
them.
like taken a whole section on this.
I should have. I'm now sad that I did not.
Man, you just closed the
Blew
door
it.
on your opportunity right then and there. Oh,
I did not do the needful.
you did not do the needful. What's the matter with you? So, yes. So I learned that term. And from what I understand, in the Indian culture, they say that to each other.
Just as a part of conversation, it's not considered rude, although it is kind of rude, but it's fine.
I think it's awesome. How about, here's some other terms I learned. What's the one about the night? Yesternight.
Yesternight. Yes, that's what it was.
Yesternight. So there's
That was
yesterday. So then we learned the term yesternight. And what was the other one? It was something long.
Long cuts.
Long cuts.
Like shortcuts.
Oh, if there's shortcuts, there should be. Oh my God, I get it.
Yeah. So we learned all sorts of terms. You
gotta adapt to your team.
Correct. And I didn't have any Indians on my particular Ohio-based team, so I had to go explore with the shipping team these terms. So, but I now am going to do the needful on a regular basis. I think that's going to work out really well.
Phrase.
Yeah,
it's effective.
Yes.
It encourages people to get work done.
I like it. So we're going to circle back around.
Cool.
Dustin.
Okay.
To your statement about how many women were out there.
Cool.
And how you are the minority, which I think is hilarious, as a white male in the IT industry.
Yep.
And you feel
in California, just outside of Stanford.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you felt like the minority.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay. So you're out in California,
Yep.
or even take the local Gap distribution center.
Yep.
Now, if I think about it, you are the only. There's one other male Scrum Master, correct?
Correct.
For the
DOM, Distributed Order Management.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Karthik.
That's right. So he's the only other male Scrum Master.
Yeah.
They're all other women. Who took over the infra team? They got a woman yet? Or is it still Jen?
It is still Jen.
Still Jen. Okay,
and
so
all
it's
the
a
best
female.
candidates to backfill you are women.
That's true. There was a woman named Elizabeth. How ironic is that? The Loretta title could live on. So Jen's still down in the infra world. You guys are in shipping. Avril's
Yeah.
down at the other side of the world.
That's correct.
Okay. So in this scenario, yes, you are a minority. And you felt the same way out in California.
I did.
Huh.
Women are better at the job, maybe.
Wow, that's a powerful statement. Powerful. What do you mean by that, Dustin?
Better personality, better at dealing with teams, more sensitive to the state of being for the developers. Maybe guys are too direct.
Like just saying do the needful. But although,
Maybe we do too much of do the needful.
But I've heard Divyangna say it lots. So, do you agree?
I think women read people a little better and can manipulate them to do the needful.
Manipulate.
I manipulated both of you to put on a headset.
Absolutely.
And get on this
I was going to
podcast,
say,
so
who do you think
what?
got me here?
Absolutely.
She told me drinks were included. I don't see any around.
I know. What the hell?
I
Should've
know.
At least gotten a glass of wine.
Just jump into that meetup that's happening next door and I don't know what's going on there, but just
I
help
read
yourself.
North High Brewing, which is why I expected drinks too. But
Oh, who?
North High Brewing is on a screen out there.
Oh, really? Oh, Darren and I are going to stop this podcast and go to that meetup because what'd you say it was? E-commerce? Oh, that's what's going
related to what we do.
Yeah, see, we're at Rev 1, and they have all sorts of meetups here. Fabulous space. That's where we tape out of. They have fabulous space. But, yeah, you guys do the e-commerce world. Oh, you guys are in Peak. Why don't you tell our fabulous listeners what Peak is for those that are not in retail world?
Peak
Peak.
is when everybody goes online and buys everything.
It has nothing to do with your age or anything like that.
No. Not yet.
Not yet. It's all about ordering online.
Yeah, that's when in retail volumes of orders pick up like crazy. We see a gigantic percentage of our entire year orders take place between now all the way through the first of the year. So we are especially getting close to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and that's when we are going to sell a lot of clothes.
So, context for our listeners, and you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe it's 1 million units out of the distribution center in Groveport a day during this peak season.
That's just a little bit high. Typically about 5,600,000 is the max volume that distribution center can do.
Wow.
Which is a lot of packages in a given day.
Yes.
But Amazon next door does 1.1 million on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So
right there at in that park, right? That corporate park area. Wow.
that's peak.
That's peak. Yeah, those people in the retail world, they've never experienced peak. So for those, all the deliverables from a Scrum Master standpoint have to be done before October 1st.
Yeah, we got a little bit of wiggle room. Pretty much October 1.
Okay.
No more deployments.
No more deployments.
Code changes are done. We are frozen.
Just some more terminology. There's a freeze. There's a frost. Then the freeze. Then the
a thaw.
frozen.
Then frozen.
And
then
then
a
the
thawing
thaw.
period.
Then the thawing period, which goes in through January because you have returns.
Yes.
Correct.
So no shit happens in January either. It's like
Correct.
February 1 is when stuff starts to happen again.
Yes.
So those of you who have a hard time with calendar year, that's not a full year because it's like October through January.
Correct.
So,
And if you pay attention to your Gap return labels, everything routes back through Columbus, regardless of where it ships around the country. So our distribution center is going to be busy all the way through the end of January.
So what are the Gap brands?
Gap?
Do you feel like you're in an interview for the Gap now?
I am. I gotta
What are
speak
the
to
Gap
them.
brands?
Old Navy.
Old Navy. God, I love their $10 jeans.
Absolutely. Bright, colorful stores. Then we've got Banana Republic,
Okay.
Athleta.
I love them.
The
This is from
latest.
Athleta.
Oh, it looks great on you.
I know, right?
Latest and greatest, Hill City. Just launched Monday.
Okay, you're going to have to tell people what that is.
Okay, the company doesn't like to call it this, but it's essentially Athleta for men. So performance, athleisure, specifically for men.
You got that? Make your Christmas list, Darren. Okay.
Expensive
tell
man
you.
leggings.
Expensive man leggings. I love it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's nice stuff. I got to see all the inventory out in California. And
Did you model any of it?
No, but they had models on display that were running for us so we could see how the fabric moves.
Didn't you say there was a product manager who models for it?
There's
Or
a product
for us?
manager. A lot of the models for Gap that I learned are actual employees.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that product manager was at the Gap in Groveport 1 week when all the people from California
Did
were
you
out.
see him?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, did
Of
you
course
look?
I did. Oh, I did more than look. I had a conversation and yes.
Good for you.
Yes.
Good for you.
Dustin, I'm shocked that they didn't ask you to model.
Nope. I look too jet lag wise out there, I suppose.
Just so we're clear, Dustin's tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. All the ladies fawn over him. And men, actually. In Groveport. Yes. So.
Good. Didn't know that one. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. People say Dustin and their face lights up. Men and women, just so we're clear. So,
Oh, and Intermix. I forgot about Intermix.
yeah, what is that?
That's the last brand associated with Gap that is high fashion. Gap uses that one to sort of explore the latest and greatest trends. They purchase really fancy stuff from designers and sell it out to customers.
Okay, why?
Just so they're always on the cutting edge, have their thumb on the pulse of what's happening in the industry. It's not for me, but $1,000 jackets and very, very expensive jeans. And
Yeah, you got Old Navy here at $10, and then you got
all the way
that.
up to Intermix.
So a lot of people probably didn't know this, but the Gap had a wedding line too
Yeah, they did.
for a while. Do they?
Really? I
They
didn't know
don't.
Weddington Way is being discontinued.
Yes.
You might still see a couple things for it. I think they were putting displays in the Banana Republic stores. But
Weddington Way.
Didn't quite make enough money. That was an interesting concept, though.
It was.
They're still doing some subscription service with Baby Gap. So, interesting concept where they'll send you a box of clothes each month that fit your child. And obviously they know when the baby was born, so they'll scale up the size of the clothing
What if you
as your
have an
child
abnormally
grows.
large child?
Then you let them know he's growing fast.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Anything you don't like, you ship back.
Really?
Yep. They
That's-
ship it to you each month, and you keep what you want, send back what you don't. They charge you for whatever inventory you do keep. So, interesting concept.
That must be new?
It's pretty new.
Yeah. Wow. I had no idea.
I think it's going well. I think it's a good idea. There you go. See, I pitched it well. I
There
don't
you
know
go.
if people are actually buying it or not.
You did. What about old people?
Nothing
They should
for
do
them.
that for old people.
Nope, they have to go to Old Navy.
They do? But they can order online during peak.
Yeah. BOPIS was a big initiative that we just wrapped up.
What is BOPIS?
Buy online, pick up in store.
Oh, my God. Buy online, pick up at store.
That was more challenging than it should have been. That was a hard initiative.
I didn't even know that. Who rolled that out?
Well, from Ohio, the OMS team was working a lot on it.
Don't even get me going. Don't even get me going.
You mean
on
you're
them.
shocked they were working when they were busy on those afternoon walks around the lake?
Or trivia.
I learned more trivia from listening to their stand-ups.
That's the product manager. That's a model.
Yes! It is.
Mm-hmm.
How about the dude down at the way that wears the shorts, the flamingos on his shorts? They're the web designer.
Ecom team.
Yep, and we have the ecom meetup going on right here. The ecom team, yeah, that's another whole. They don't have a Scrum Master though.
Not in Ohio.
No.
No.
They're kind of just on their own.
Yeah. Stepchildren.
Yeah.
Forgotten about. Their
Yeah.
Scrum Master asked, "We have people in Ohio?" It's like, oh no!
Seriously? Oh my God.
What not to do as a Scrum Master?
Yeah, don't question where your team is. Okay,
I just thought they worked from home. I didn't know they were in Ohio.
Oh, Lord. He had flamingo shorts. I was amazed by it. He was metrosexual. Come on. He definitely had...
I don't know who you
Oh, my
talking about.
God. I don't know
All
his
I
right.
forget
name.
what his name is. Brian, Dylan, Brandon.
I
One
can
of
never
the three.
keep those two straight.
Let's just throw out a bunch of names
Yeah.
and see which
No,
one
it's one of
rings.
these three. I'm pretty sure of it.
So why don't you go ahead and, between the two of you, say what your daily life is like as a Scrum Master. Because while I was there, it's not a normal gig, so...
I'll let her start.
It's keeping up with everything that's going on. We have a lot of initiatives at any given point in time and many micro teams and microservices, and each one talks to each other. So more than managing just the daily stuff, it's looking at roadmaps, looking at budgeting, scoping work, estimations, and of course automation and QA work and keeping an eye on that. Trying to get into a DevOps transformation. We have one legacy system that needs to get out of release management and dependencies there and become DevOps. So we've been working towards that. So a lot of big picture, some small day-to-day stuff, and quarterly roadmaps. That's what we do on an everyday basis.
I like
She hit
to
it.
call it holding hands.
A lot of hand holding. The only thing I can add to that is unblocking the team members. For a lot of the initiatives in shipping, it's a lot of cross-team dependencies. So,
Especially on Dustin's applications.
yep. We touch a lot of stuff. So one of the products that we're building on my team is the returns notifications to customers. So once you place an order online, we send you that pretty email that has the pictures of everything you ordered, the button to click to track, tell you when it's going to show up on your doorstep. To facilitate that, it's a lot of coordination with different systems within Gap, and that takes a lot of my time. Getting people to come to the table, sit down on a phone call, make sure we understand how these systems are going to integrate, and then once you assume it's going to get done, a lot of following up to confirm that people did what they said they were going to do.
It's called babysitting.
Babysitting and hand-holding, and
Yeah. And you got to make sure people don't throw sand in the sandbox.
yeah. Yep, play nice.
Play nice.
And then when they do get mad at each other,
You
help
got to...
them through.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
basically
talk
be a
this
Scrum
out.
mom. That's what this role is.
Yeah. Yeah. You love it. Yes,
No,
you
I
do.
I don't know. I battle with
I
this
don't
every
know.
day.
I do. I do. I'm a Scrum Master. I love it. I love when people come up to me and they say, I want. And I go, okay, I'm going to need you to go sit back down. Shh, it's quiet time in kindergarten class. And you, of course, get the great job of working with the developers who are, shall we say, 80% introverted. They're not like my team was at the Gap. None of those guys were introverted.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. So you have that great joy.
Yup. That's a fun challenge. Until they do like you, and then they won't stop talking.
That's true. They all love you.
Yeah. Now, so I need to start using this quiet time.
You do. You need to be like, whoop, I'm going to need you to time out.
Part 2 of the job. Get these people to be more self-sufficient. Sometimes they start to rely on the Scrum Master too much, but they're capable of doing it on their own.
That is true. That is true.
We're just coaches. Get them to the point where they can take care of it themselves.
You know what? You should take a whistle. And, yeah, you can just whistle. So.
Is that what you use for soccer?
I do.
Nice.
I do. I will tell you what, coaching 7 and 8-year-olds in soccer is like a scrum team.
I can imagine.
It is. They're all over the place, and you're trying to teach them to spread out and do plays and whatnot, and they all congregate back to, it's like the ball is a shiny object, and they all congregate back to the ball. Yeah.
Good analogy.
I know, right? It is like that. Like, we're going to move forward, and then we take like 10 steps backwards. And we're like, what the hell happened? So, it's the life, though. The Scrum life.
That's for sure.
So, what's your do's and don'ts? Oh boy, he's thinking hard here, folks.
My do's and don'ts. I guess I'll go first. Do's. Communication. Be super transparent with both your engineers and leadership. If something's not working, make sure to communicate back upstream. Hey, be aware. This isn't going to get done. We deal with a lot of conflicting asks and wants, so we have to push back. That's a do. Do push back.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will not.
Correct. What's a don't? Ah, the drinks finally showed up.
I know. See? I told you, Dustin. Give it some time. There will be drinks. What's the don't?
Don't hide behind a computer. Go out there and talk to your developers. Make personal connections. Don't tell people what to do. Help them get to the decision on their own. They're more likely to respect you.
Even
They'll
if
feel
you tell
empowered.
them
That's
to
what I'm
do the
saying.
needful?
Oh, I guess that counters the whole do the needful conversation we had earlier, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does. But you're right.
I don't know. What else would you add to that?
Yeah, come on.
I don't know. I
Divyangna?
think some people need direction. They need to be told that they.
You mean our dream team of automation engineers occasionally
Absolutely.
need some stronger guidance?
Yeah. They need to be told to do the needful. And what the needful is. That's the other thing. So, I guess it depends from person to person. And I think the biggest thing is you need to read your team and understand what each person is going to respond to. And then
Do the needful.
do the needful. Exactly.
I'm glad this recurring theme is returned.
I know, aren't you? That's how we're all connected. It's this one phrase.
What is Scrum Master? Do the needful.
Exactly. You should make that a meme. Can you do that with Game of Thrones guy?
Ah,
The little guy. What's the little guy's name?
Tyrion.
Yeah, Tyrion. Because that's something he would say, by the way.
I agree.
Don't you agree?
They should include that.
Yeah, they should.
We should write to HBO.
We should. There we go. A whole nother job for you, Divyangna. All right. What other things can you say about your role? They're thinking really
it's
hard.
fun.
It is
It's a really fun job.
It's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Every day's different.
Every day is different.
And just so we're clear, the shipping team, Shanika, always provides snacks. There's always food.
She feeds us well.
She does. She does. There's always food. And there's always happy hours unexpectedly from Mike.
We have to have fun when we're working in Groveport, Ohio.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, okay. No other last minute advice?
I just say empower your team.
Empower your team.
Let them do their job and help them do it. That's it. Be a Scrum mom.
Be a Scrum mom.
And Scrum dad.
And a Scrum dad.
Yes, of course. How can we forget the
Oh my
minority
God, the
here?
minority here. Oh, boy. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for stopping by. And Dustin now is distracted because there's drinks in the room. So,
Better believe it.
yes.
Do the needful. It's
do
time.
the needful. It's time. So, all right. Well, thanks for coming by. And we'll have you on again, I'm sure. Right? You'll come back on.
You have to give me a little bit of notice and a drink before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thanks,
Elizabeth.
Dustin. Thanks, Divyangna.
This was fine.
It's awesome.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and leave a review. We will see you next time, and feel free to drop us a line at getwithit.org.